People First podcast is a show presented by people with learning disabilities for our friends and community. We talk about issues that are important to us and interview interesting guests to find out new information. This is our way to make a difference.
Hello and welcome to the People First podcast. In this very special episode, we have the chance to interview Hanna, our Chief Officer, who has decided to leave People First. We thought we'd take the opportunity to talk to Hanna about her time at People First Keighley Craven and ask her some questions about the future. Thank you for talking to us, Hanna. We hope it's not too strange to be interviewed by us.
Could you explain what you do as the Chief Officer of People First Keighley and Craven?
Well, it's a bit of a funny job description being a Chief Officer because you've got to be able to do lots of different things. But primarily it is about supporting all the members at People First to run their own organisation and to make sure that you fulfil your duties and obligations as a charity. So that means things like reporting to the Charity Commission, making sure your accounts are up to date, make sure that you follow all recruitment laws and employment laws, but also to make sure that you're out there as an organisation giving your opinions and voices about things that affect disabled people. It's also about supporting you to raise funds and also to have a good time. So it's a real mix of different things to be a Chief Officer. And everybody helps to be part of that by doing the different roles. So everybody, all your staff team are part of that. Every time we complete a monitoring report. So yeah, it's a real mixed bag of a job really.
Why have you decided to leave People First Keighley and Craven?
Oh, crikey. Well, it's been a really, really hard decision, And I'm not leaving because I'm unhappy, but I'm leaving because I think it's the right time for me to leave. And the organisation's in good hands. You've got a fab staff team, you've got really talented members, and I think at some point we all leave something, and I just think it's my time to leave now. But it's definitely not because I'm unhappy, because I absolutely love People First. So, and I keep saying it, and it's true. Other people might love it as much as me, but nobody will love it as much as more than me.
You have been at PFKC for years. Why did you first apply, and what do you remember about those early days?
Well, I think you were there when I first applied, Jane. You were one of the first people. It was a bit of a strange thing, really, because in my previous job where I worked, I wasn't unhappy there either. But I just happened to be at home one weekend and I opened a Keighley News and there was a job advert for People First Keighley and Craven. And I read the job advert and I thought, do you know, that's got my name on it, that job. I think I'm going to apply. So I did, and I was interviewed by James Brown, your founder, and Lynn Williams. And I was really looking, really happy I got offered the job. And when I first came to work at People First, it was a lot smaller organisation than it is now. But even then, I was really sort of inspired by the fact that people wanted to make a difference, that they wanted to share their experience of what it's like to be a disabled person living in Bradford and in Yorkshire and the UK. So yeah, I just thought, wow, I want to be part of this. It's amazing. So yeah, let me in, let me join, and you did.
You've been at People First since the start of our podcast. How do you think it has improved or changed since the beginning?
Well, I can't even begin to explain how much it's changed. I'm sure Jane and Tom will remember in one of our board meetings many years ago, and we were setting our business plan out for the year, and I sort of said to you all, so what do you want? What would you like next? You know, what do you want to think about doing? And people said to me, can we have our own radio station? And I said, of course you can have your own radio station. Then I left the board meeting and I thought, crikey, how do we do a radio station? Because I had no experience of creating a radio station. But luckily we had a student intern with us from Bradford Uni at the time, a gentleman called Tom. And I said to Tom, what do I do? How do I do it? And he showed me the very, very basics. And we literally started with one microphone and a laptop and one set of headphones. And that's where it started from. And at first it was just about people practicing, speaking on the microphone and learning to do the decks and all. I had no understanding of all these technical terms at all. But we learned, and then eventually it built up. And now you've got your podcast as it stands today. You interview amazing people. It's such a range of people, from celebrities to politicians to commissioners, police. It's absolutely amazing. And sort of for me, I feel really, really proud to have been part of that, and to sit back and listen to your podcasts and know that people are listening to it and they're getting something from it, you know. And it was one of the first, definitely in the district, but across the country, that was led by people with learning disabilities. So it's absolutely amazing that what you've achieved, and I'm sure it'll continue to grow and develop and become bigger and better.
What has been your best moment at PFKC?
Do you know, there's been so many, and I've sort of thought about this question over the past few weeks and months, really. So, yeah, so every day it's something new, and there's something that's sort of a best bit of each day, really. But there's been a couple of big projects that I'm incredibly proud of. One is the learning holiday. Again, you know, that came from an idea I had probably in 2011-12. And one of my great passions in life is cooking. And I thought, wouldn't it be amazing if we could have a cooking holiday, but for people with learning disabilities, so that people could come away and learn how to cook and do other things. And that's literally where the learning holiday came from. Again, it's unique to People First Keighley Craven. And over the years, those learning holidays have actually transformed some people's lives, health-wise, both physical health and emotional health as well. So that's been a massive achievement, and I'm super proud of those, and I hope they continue to grow and develop. The radio station obviously is massive. I'm super proud of that. And I think some of the, then what you might call smaller things, but they're not small because it's made masses of differences to people. But when people have decided that actually they feel old enough or grown up enough or mature enough that they want to move home and, you know, move out of mum and dad's or wherever they're living, and that with support from People First to build the confidence and the skills, they've been able to do that, I think. The taxi campaign was massive, and again that made a real difference to people's lives. And when we first looked at that campaign, and a lot of disabled people said to us, please don't do it, please don't challenge the prices because they'll just stop coming and picking us up. But it needed to be challenged, and we did. And again, that's made a huge difference to people. So there's been lots of sort of big campaigns, if you like, But it's the little wins every day where you come in every day and you see people making friends, enjoying being with each other, supporting each other. The peer support at People First is absolutely amazing. But yeah, there's just been too many really I wish I could just have a big list for you all, but I wouldn't know what to pick out really.
Do you have any scary or funny moments from your time working at PFKC?
Well, I think it's a good choice that you asked that question, Tom, because I think you give me one of the biggest scares I ever had at People First.
I think I know where this is going.
It was at our summer ball, and we were on the dance floor, and Tom was in his wheelchair boogieing around, and then they started doing the limbo, and Tom was coming under the sticks, the poles, dancing, and then the next minute he threw himself out of the wheelchair and went under the poles, and I nearly had a heart attack there and then because I thought he'd hurt himself, but he'd actually just thrown himself out of the wheelchair to get under the poles. So yeah, that was a scary moment. But yeah, I think scary every time you apply for funding. You're like, oh crikey, we're going to get it, so that's always a bit of an anxious moment. But again, I think everybody will say that every day, at some point in the day, you're laughing at People First. There's a part of every day. I don't think I've ever come to work where at least there's been parts of the day when I haven't been laughing and smiling because of the antics of what's happening, from chili challenges to people playing tricks on each other, but all in good fun. But yeah.
What will you miss the most about working at PFKC?
Oh, I miss all you guys. I'm determined I'm not going to get upset, but I miss everybody at People First. You've all been such a huge part of my life for so many years. Not just my life, but my family's as well. Yes, I miss all you guys. I miss your staff team. I think I've been lucky to work with some amazing people, and obviously people in the district as well, the partnership you do with lots of other organisations is amazing. But yeah, I miss the people. I miss you all.
What do you think the future of PFKC might look like now that you are leaving?
Do you know, one of the things that's helped me make the decision to leave, because as I said, I'm not unhappy here. I absolutely love People First, but I know, it's going to be absolutely amazing. And I said to Katrina, and I said it to you guys as well, you'll absolutely fly because you've got such amazing projects on the go and things on the horizon. The amazing thing about People First Keighley is it never sits still, It's always busy. There's always a huge list of things that need doing and projects to work on. But things that are coming up in the next 12, 18 months for you all, it's going to absolutely be amazing. And yeah, I'll be sad not to be there, but I'll be watching what you're doing and I'll be celebrating every step with you. So it's going to be amazing. You're absolutely going to fly.
What are you looking forward to most of life after PFKC?
As you all know, I'm very close to all my children and my grandchildren, obviously my husband, so I'm looking forward to spending more free time with them, being able to do things. Being the Chief Officer at People First is a huge responsibility, and I've taken that responsibility really seriously. So I'm looking forward to being able just to relax a little bit more, and when I say it's a huge responsibility, I don't regret any of that, and I'd do it all again in a flash, but I'm looking forward just sitting back a bit more. I've got a few books that I've piled up waiting to be read and just chilling out a little bit, really.
What have you enjoyed most about being at PFKC?
Since the day I joined, every day I've learned something. I've never come to work thinking I know exactly what's happening today, because that never pans out. So I think I've enjoyed meeting everybody. Along the way, I've made some lovely friends. But it's about the people I've worked with and supported, and all the members at People First, and your family and carers, you know. I've met some absolutely amazing people, but most of all, it's all the people, members at People First. That's what I've enjoyed. I've enjoyed being with you guys, and thank you for making my life so much fun for the past 15 years.
That's all we have time for today on the podcast. Thank you so much to Hannah for all of her hard work at People First Keighley Craven over the years, and for coming on our podcast to talk about it. We wish you good luck for the future. Do you have anything else to add before we sign off?
Just thank you for letting me be part of your amazing organisation. Thank you.
Remember to like, share and follow the show on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. You can find it by searching for the People First podcast. Thanks for listening.